Hello and welcome to the Lightning Classroom. Today I'm just going to go over a few things so that you can kind of experience what it would be like in our classroom for your child. This is kind of our main event board where we go over it every circle time. This board will change every single week and it will correlate with what our letter of the week is. So we'll have a letter, color, shape, president, and number of the week, a state, word family, key of the week, element of the week, and any vocabulary words that go along with our theme of the day. It's here that we will do our calendar and our weather. We'll talk about what the temperature is and write that in every morning. We will go over sight words, which we will add 2 or 3 sight words every week to kind of build up vocabulary to get your child to start reading. And this is our daily schedule. So from 7:30 to 8:45 we have drop-off. At 8:45 we have rhyme time, in which we will go over a few songs that will kind of correlate with circle time. We have a president song that we'll go over, an element song that we'll go over, as well as a state song that they'll go over. 9 o'clock we'll have circle time. At 9:20 we'll break for bathroom and snack time. At 9:45 we'll practice our writing. So that could be anything to a name tracing sheet, our sight word book, our journal, or as well as any other various writing activities for our fine motor skills. For centers, it could be anything relating to art, science, music, history, language, reading. So these centers will pretty much correlate with whatever our theme is for the day. The children will go to Bible with Miss Barbara and afterwards come back to make their nap mats before they go outside on the playground. When they're finished with the playground, they'll come in and they will use the bathroom again, wash their hands, and sit down for lunch. So at this point in time, we have 9 kids in the Lightning class. So we will try to social distance the kids as much as possible. For example, our X's on the carpet will place kids for circle time. And we do have 3 tables in the classroom in which we will have groups of 3. This will be their seat for the remainder of the school year for schoolwork time. We may do rotations for centers, but they will be staying with the same kids. They will have other opportunities to interact with all the kids, such as playtime, and other various activities throughout the school year. But for schoolwork time, they will be staying in their small groups. This is what they'll pretty much be using to complete their schoolwork throughout the year. They'll receive pencils and some sensory items like kinetic sand and Play-Doh. They'll get their own set of crayons, colored pencils, markers, glue sticks, highlighters, expo markers, some liquid glue. Here is their printing practice book where they will print each letter of the alphabet. They'll trace and then they'll write on their own. And then towards the end, they will be writing words as well, one that begins with each letter of the alphabet. This is an example of their primary composition journal. Here they will come up with a topic that they would like to write about. I will write the sentence for them, they will copy it, and then they get to illustrate their topic. Your child will also be receiving a Bible. This is an adventure Bible that has lots of fun illustrations. So we will be going over the Bible multiple times throughout the year, and the best part is they get to take it home with them at the end of the school year. They will have a folder that goes home each day. So one side will be labeled as take home, another side will be labeled as return to school, and that way if there's anything in the folder that needs to come home or come to me, I'll take it out of the return to school side. If there's anything that needs to be taken home to you, you can take it out of the take home side. This is their sight word journal. So these are the sight words that we will be going over each week. So for the first week, we'll be going over the, of, and. The second week, we will add a, to, and in, and so on and so forth. There's a variety of activities just to kind of reinforce sight words on each page. And then your child will also be getting a binder. And in this binder, it'll kind of be like a portfolio in which I will put a variety of items that they will also get to take home at the end of the year for you to cherish. If you haven't received your child's folder already, it will be going home the first day of school. Just kind of reiterates everything that we're going to be doing in the classroom. This is just kind of like the main portion. It will go over our class rules, our schedule, which we went over a little bit earlier, monthly projects. So here is our family project policy. So monthly projects are a mandatory assignment. It's just a fun activity for you to do with your child. They get to bring it in. If it's a paper item, it will go in that binder portfolio that I had mentioned earlier. And they get to share it with their friends, which is always extremely exciting for them. Please just make sure that your child is doing majority, if not all, of the work. The projects don't need to be over the top. I know they're only 4 and 5 years old, so it's just kind of to allow them to take ownership of something that they're creating. Next we have our homework. So this is just the homework policy paper. Homework is not mandatory. Never ever is homework mandatory. I'm a huge advocate for kids going outside and being kids, having playtime, but homework is more for if there's some downtime or there's something specific that your child needs help with, or if your child has an older sibling and they're doing homework at the table and your other child would like to do homework too. It's there and it's ready and it's available for you. So that is homework. There are many things that we are going to be going over this year. Goals, holding a pencil the correct way, recognizing and writing their names, independence, treating others well, the proper way to apologize, gaining self-control, recognizing letters and sounds, fine motor and gross motor skills, responsibility, sight words, math, address and phone number, scissor skills. These are all things that we'll also talk about at parent-teacher conference time. So for communication, there are multiple ways that we can communicate. I will send home a weekly newsletter each week that will talk about what we are learning, any upcoming events or reminders, as well as like the sight words we're working on this week, the president that we're working on, the number, the state, all of those things that we went over on our main circle time board, so that way you can review it with your child at home or just know what your child's doing in school that week. So we do have class jobs. Those class jobs will be switched every week. They are up on the wall. Your child will have a popsicle stick with their name on it, and it'll just get rotated each week. This seems to be the highlight of the kids' week, finding out what job they're going to have that week, so that's always very exciting. And rewards. So there are many ways that the students can be rewarded. As a whole class, it may be they all walked down the hallway so quietly they all earned a cotton ball. So when they reach 25 cotton balls, they get to receive a party. So that's kind of their working together as a team to reach a main goal. But I also have what's considered the buck system. So I have Miss Shari money. And so they can earn Miss Shari money by doing something good. If I caught them being good, they were really nice to their friend, they were sharing, and I would just acknowledge them and say, I love the way that you shared with your friend, I'm going to give you a Miss Shari buck. Or, you know, they were struggling with their work, but they continued to try. I'm going to give you a Miss Shari book because you just did such a great job trying your best. And at the end of the day, they get to cash in their bucks. $1 gets them a puffy sticker or an M&M. $2 can get them a piece of candy. $3 can get them a treasure box prize, and $5 can get them a Beanie Baby. So this is really cool because when they earn enough $1, they can cash in for $5 or a $10 bill. And then when they're cashing in for a treasure box or a Beanie Baby, they can learn to make change and do real life scenarios with money, which is always really fun. In this folder, there will also be quite a few more little goodies just for your own personal keepsake. Here we have an On the Road to Reading packet in which it'll go over things like the alphabet letters, phonemic awareness, phonics, sight words, reading strategies, comprehension, and fluency. And in each of those pages, it will have what exactly it is, as well as activities to reinforce what it is. So this is yours to keep. I also put in the sight words, as well as just some back-to-school prayers for your child, and my promise to you as your child's teacher. In the other side of your folder, with all these odd times going on, I just want to make sure that I am doing the best to encourage whatever decision you would like for your child in school. So with regards to masks, if you could fill out this paperwork and return it to me as soon as possible. If you do not want your child to be wearing a mask at school, or my child may or may not wear a mask at school, the choice is his or hers, or I would like my child to wear a mask at all times with the exception of outdoor playtime, snack and lunch, as well as rest time, unless it becomes disruptive. If your child wearing a mask becomes disruptive, we will not be able to enforce that, and we cannot force a child to wear a mask, but I do want to make sure that if you would like your child to be wearing a mask, that I'm encouraging that as much as possible. One last thing that I have for you to fill out is just kind of a getting to know your child sheet for me, some goals that you have for your child this year, and just maybe some things some skills that they've either accomplished, are currently working on, or haven't yet tried, just so I can gauge where your child is academically, socially, and so on. And then if you have any special concerns or questions, and then you can just kind of brag about your child at the bottom in 1,000,000 words or less. So you can kind of enlighten me about your child and what your child is like. So this is also another form if you could fill out for me and return in their take-home folder. That would be wonderful. And going back to homework, every Friday we do a show and tell, which is in the homework packet. So if you would like your child to do show and tell that week, they have to have it written here and sent back to school with them. They do not have to have the homework packet completed, just this weekly sharing portion needs to be completed. That way I know whatever they're sharing has been thought about and intentional that they brought to school. And that is about it. So if you have any questions for me, you can email me, or you can call the school and we can set up an appointment together. And I look forward to having your child in class this year.